Hello and welcome back to the Elder Church campaign. I'm your host and GM Nineveh, and with me are Soinnarios and Kathia.
Oh, this is Kathia.
And this is Soinnarios.
Nice. I think this is episode 30 or 31, and it's going to be session 27. It depends on whether or not we air the chat episodes back to back, or if I split them up a little bit, just so they're not, because our ratings hate them. So like they're definitely not well watched. So I might split them up so I don't accidentally tank our entire viewership. In any event, that's where we're at. So last time we played a session together, and it's been a little bit. You did manage to resurrect your brother. He's obviously greatly physically diminished by this process, right? So he's not nearly as physically fit or capable as he was. Something that'll take him if he ever regains it, take a long time and a lot of work to get back. You've spent a few weeks in Aldershire. I'm waiting for him to mend, kind of handling some other side projects and things, and now you are ready to return to your clan. So he's fit to ride. The healers have released him, so you'll be able to get on back home, which you need to do because fairly shortly you're going to be coming up on your Harvest Queen ritual rite or festival, whatever you want to call it, scenarios. So you've kind of ran out the clock as best you can, but you're going to have to go home. So you will leave Aldershire and travel back home. It takes a few days. Immediately you notice Quorum is just not he can ride a horse. It takes work now. It's tiring for him. It's difficult. And this is just something that, you're able to notice pretty quickly is that he's really not the same as he was, and that's pretty visible pretty quickly. So
I'll do what I can to help, I guess.
Right. It's hard, sitting on a horse is just something you have to do, but it's just he gets tired easily. His sense of balance isn't as good. He's not as strong, right? So things take more effort just to do, it's hard to be I'm weaker and also I get tired faster because those compound each other in a lot of cases. So he just has to struggle along, and it's obviously not easy for him, but he can do it. So after a couple days of travel, he's probably quite relieved to get home so that he can rest again. For the record here, I think his con is a 6 now.
Oh man.
Yeah, so he's taking
So
a
we're
real
going along, and Kathia's kind of assuming he'll just get it back. It's like he had a rough time, but a little bit of work, he'll be back and going. Unless I was told by the healers that won't happen, in which case.
No, it will not. His attribute loss from resurrection is permanent. He can get it back by improving his attributes again, just like you would train an attribute. So it takes a couple seasons, and you get a point, sort of thing.
I know that as a player.
Right.
I was just curious if my character actually knows that.
She's probably been told something like it will take him a long time to get back to the way he was, if he ever does, years. But whether or not she understands that meaningfully, some things you just have to experience to really understand. And that might very well be the case for her. No, he's not going to bounce back. And that's just a recurring, oh no, he's still not bouncing back. Okay. Oh, I guess he's going to be like this forever. That's right. That's how it is. But, so he's pretty worn by the time you get back home. You can take him, Soinnarios, you're going to have to take him back to your mother's hall because it's kind of where he lives. Yay. Right. You don't have to word spreads once you guys get back because you usually don't stay gone so long, So people have had a sense that maybe something went wrong or maybe something was different. So your mother will meet you before you get to the house or to her stead, is the better word for it.
Just for clarification.
Yes.
Am I there now?
That's up to you. You could help take him home or not. Up to you. Whether or not you want to be there.
I feel like I would unless Soinnarios told me not to.
Fair call.
You can be there. I need a witness.
I was the war leader, and I'm the one that should bear it, not you. I mean, seriously, that's the way she would feel. That's not your responsibility. That's her responsibility.
Makes sense. Okay, so you would both go with Quorum to take it back. You'll be met by Quorum and Soinnarios' mother partway there. She's probably riding, actually. So she's noble, just like you guys. She has a horse. She's a priestess. So she'll meet you, and she can pretty easily tell something's wrong. You're probably flanking him. Quorum's obviously not Like he's generally, I mean, he's like what 17, I think. So he's like usually pretty boisterous, active physically, that sort of thing. And so now he's sitting in his saddle, he's half slumped, right? He's just like riding, trying to focus on like staying in the saddle or on the blanket. You guys have saddles, correct? So that's it's I'm not getting into it. There's obviously something wrong with him, and it's visible, like that something has gone badly for him, right? So she like slows up as she rides to meet you, and then she comes forward to like actually see what happened.
Well, let's let her know that we'll tell her once we get him home.
Right. She looks very concerned, but she doesn't like argue with you about that. Like she turns and like she'll ride next to him, basically like pretty closely, and go. So once you get to the stead, you can sort of help him off the horse. He could probably dismount by himself, but it's just like it's easier, some help, right? Just to ensure that he doesn't collapse, like or fall, basically.
Yep.
So you'll get him off his horse and get him kind of in. He can walk and stuff. Like he's not like I can't. He's not like disabled, right? He's just very weak, like across the board. Like he's clumsy, he tires easily, he's not very strong. So he's got like an infirmity, I guess would be the word for it. Like he moves around like he's old, right? Like it's like he's like an old person. So yeah. So once you get him kind of inside, your mother will turn to you and ask, like the first thing she says is, his eyes are green now. What happened?
He
Me to take it since
no, the Mustali attacked, and they threw a javelin past me, and he took a javelin to the face. The Aldrami preserved his body until we could head out, and Shalana Roy brought him back to the living. And they say that things change when you die and come back.
I wondered if you were going to actually use the word die or dead at any point in that description. You got it right at the end there. So she pales when you tell her all this. Like she goes pale.
I was going to kind of skirt around that.
Right.
There's
Right.
no skirting with her. So
So she kind of she goes
child. That's why.
Yeah, she goes pale at that description. Like you can see it on her. Like she doesn't like sway or like clasp a hand at the back of her head or whatever, but like she like gets pale and like drawn. So and she kind of nods and says, "So, how long was he gone?" I know it's been a while.
days. I think 6
Days.
maybe 7.
Yeah, some of them kind of don't count.
Yeah,
but yeah, like
But we probably just used the number.
we had to travel like what 3 or 4.
He was there
2.
for about a week, held by the elves, because that was the first night.
yeah, he was held by the elves
In
for a
terms of
while.
deterioration.
Yeah, it depends kind of how you want to answer the question. Like, how long did he actually like rot?
It was almost a week on my body, but the Aldrami helped preserve him, so it was not as bad as it could have been.
Okay, she takes that in.
It's not as bad as it could have been.
It's not. He's still alive. He could have just died. So, okay. So she takes that in and she nods. She says, "How?" She says, "I can see he can at least ride a horse. He can walk. Can he?" She's trying to suss out, like, can he fight? Can he hold a sword still?
If he can, not well or not as fully.
Okay. Yeah, the answer is that his skill is roughly halved now from penalties.
Why he's not strong enough either necessarily. I think.
No, he might not actually be able to. If I actually looked at the minimums, he might actually struggle to actually wield a weapon. So he would be in, which that just imposes a penalty. But yeah, he's not a warrior anymore. Would probably be a fair way of saying it. Like you've been with him for a while. Like you would Soinnarios and Cynthia, your estimation would be that he's not. You could hand him his sword, he could hold it, right? Like he can't fight. So
We are
she'll
not picking him again.
right. So she'll take that in
No.
too. You can kind of see like in which just says something by itself, but you can see her kind of trying to figure out like, okay, so what are we gonna do with him? Like, what is he capable of? You know, what can we do?
He can farm.
So
I mean, he'll do very much because he's not.
he would struggle. Yeah, he would struggle with that too, right? He's like he would have a hard time doing physical labor all day or even half the day. Okay, so she you can see kind of the wheels turn, and then she finally just she like shakes her head like to clear it, and she just says, "We will figure it out as we go." Then, at least he's alive. Did you succeed with the elves?
Yes,
Yes.
actually,
Okay.
yeah, we'll figure it out. But there's a gift from the temple from me, but we're here so we can discuss that. The temple itself Yes, no, we succeeded. We killed Brew on the way back that tried to take his body and ours, and then Lishalon and Roy were able to help us out.
Okay. All right. She's like, well, at least you accomplished something, right? Like it wasn't all in vain, and at least you were able to bring him back. So,
Scary how subdued your mom is.
did you think she'd be angry?
I was expecting to be. I didn't know how she would be. I came there to be supportive, and I'm kind of like, Thea's kind of in like, hold it. I've never known her to be subdued. What's going on? Did we really, really screw up that bad?
Yes.
Okay, so she if nothing's like immediately forthcoming, she'll finally just say like I need to be with my son right now and step away.
I think I've just been dismissed.
I'm gonna head to my stead.
I'm gonna head back to my temple because I don't think I want to go with you to your stead either. I feel like more of a success in my temple.
Right? Okay, cool.
Unless you want me to go to your stead with you.
No,
No, you're not welcome there anymore.
No, you go away. All right, cool. Let's do temple first, then stead. So what you'll go do the Yolornan temple, Kathia, and what do you do there?
That's such a good question. I mean, okay, I gotta ask a technical question. Do we actually split up the coinage last time, or did I still have that?
I think we get 74 each.
Okay,
Maybe
So-
after tithing, actually.
right. Okay, and we took care of the armband.
I believe
Okay,
everything was
The
handled.
only thing left from at the temple, what I
Mhm.
got to do then is tell our tale,
Mhm.
which I'd like to make a good attempt at telling it, and present the iron that we brought back as a gift to the temple,
Mhm.
and pay my tithe
Mhm.
as a gift to the temple. I would like to do all of those things. If it'd be better to do them officially during our holy day in the season, which I need to get 8 points of power back, then I would wait for then. But we could do it now too.
Right. No, this is a good time to do it, right? You just show back up. You're like, I'm here. Here are the treasures and trophies I brought. Here is the story that I've done. Like that's a fine time to do it. This will probably consume your evening, basically, because you'll be like,
Yep.
Telling the story. This will like take up your day. Like you're telling what's happened in detail. You're gonna have like food and things, right? Like people will bring you stuff. Like you're gonna have to like present your trophies and the iron and things like that. Go ahead and orate is probably the most appropriate role for that.
And I feel like, do I get some bonus to that from everything I brought, and or
Yeah, you would get a situational bonus. Tell me how you roll. It's probably pretty good. I mean, you brought back a lot of iron, right? So
since I did all that, can I use my devotion to Yolorna to boost this?
yes,
Since I'm telling them. Okay, so I'm gonna roll for that first. Watch me fail this.
probably.
Nope, I made it.
Okay.
That's a skill check.
Okay, nice. Put skill check in your
It'll give
devotion
me a
skill.
plus 20%,
Right.
and orate, which leaves me. Nope, I still only have a 35 orate.
After the plus 20?
The math. Nope, 55, and I rolled a 52.
Okay,
I did
cool.
succeed.
Nice. So you succeed well.
Addition was eluding me.
Yeah, you do.
So I
You
tell him the
succeed.
tale.
Right. So you tell the tale well. You obviously have like, look at all this dwarven armor made of iron that I have, right? That obviously lends credence to the story immediately, and is also loot, so people are happy with you and stuff. So yeah, so you definitely impress people. Like I said, this will take the day, but you do win some standing in your temple and stuff. Like you're obviously a wanderer of some metal, right? Like you've been busy lately. You've been like reestablishing a subcult and like bringing iron to the temple. So you're a rising star in your cult.
I don't know if that was intentional or not. I don't know if I want to give him credit for it or make fun.
I meant to do that. All right. So yeah, it'll take you some time.
So you say.
Sometimes I don't. Sometimes they just happen, but that one was intentional. Yeah. So that'll take most of your day, right? And you're like, you've been traveling, but you also had a couple weeks of break in Aldichur, so you're not really that tired, right? Like you're pretty
right,
fresh, so to speak. So it's not really like a big taxing thing. Yeah, you'll spend the day like that. So you're up at your temple doing that sort of stuff, and they'll start the process of like reclaiming the iron and stuff, so they've got to do some consecration and things to get it ready to go. Okay. So that'll take up your day. Soinnarios, you're gonna go ahead. If you have a question, go ahead. Sorry.
I didn't. I was agreeing. Sorry.
Oh, okay, sorry. All right, cool. Soinnarios, we're gonna go to the stead. What are you doing once you get home?
I am probably emotionally crashing.
Okay,
And
makes
then
sense.
we'll deal with the temple the next day if I can, of tithing. And I think I had some iron probably still, maybe not as much, that I'm turning in there so they can give it away.
Right. I think you have quite a bit. I think
8.
Mardina passed on the iron in return for other, like, basically, like, I want free access to the link or my credit.
Yes.
We had 30 encumbrance total, and I think I took.
Right.
I don't think I split it quite evenly between everybody. I took more for me. That was where I exerted myself, but exerted my whatever position. But I don't remember what we agreed on now.
Whatever is recorded, I guess.
Has everyone done 8? Yep.
May have recorded.
Doesn't matter for me because I don't get to use it.
It's true. It's true.
No,
It's
I
tough.
gave you. I'm wrong. We each got 83 lunars. You and I both took 8 encumbrance of iron, and Elendor and Quorum each got 7 encumbrance of iron. So Quorum does at least get to use that. Maybe he could go pursue the priesthood.
An option, yeah. So so cool. So you'll crash for the day, basically. You'll just like hang out at your stead, basically, like stare pensively at the wall.
Maybe watch Quorum and not Quorum, Kalor and Inara's kids, and then check on the flocks.
Makes sense. So you kind of like go through your daily duties and stuff, like somewhat distantly, probably.
Yeah.
Like, I'm back. Cool.
But not really.
Right. Neat. Okay, so yeah, that'll take up your day there, and then the next day you'll need to go to the temple to handle things. So we'll pick up the next morning. You'll go to the Earth Temple. Your mother is not there. Your grandmother is, and she's basically functioning. She retired from the Arnaldan priesthood, and she just rolled into the Israelian priesthood, which is not uncommon for your like real elderly Arnaldan priestesses to do. So she is in charge essentially of the temple's like storehouses, like granary, treasury, stuff like that. So she's perfectly acceptable to like be like, here's all this cool stuff we got, right? Like she would be the person who ends up handling it anyways.
So I don't show up all armored, but I still bring my new axe, I guess, since I got a new one.
Right, yeah.
And then by bringing the iron as well as my tithe to turn in to her from conflict on behalf of the Aldrame and against the Mustali and their thralls.
Right. Cool. So yeah, so she'll receive that. She can I would have to imagine she can tell you're troubled, so she will ask you about it.
Tell her that Quorum took a jab in the face, died, and we brought him back thanks to Soinnarios.
Right. Okay, so she takes it in, and she's just like, yeah, that's sort of the adventuring life. She says that not unkindly, right? But it's like, if you keep going into danger, right, you're eventually going to bring people with you who don't come back or come back different. That's just a part of life, a part of war, right? A part of adventure.
It's one of those things that I think Athea and I in our cohort always knew in theory, but it hadn't happened yet. And for the first one to be not just clan family, but real family.
Yeah, like your little brother.
Yeah, that I was supposed to protect.
Yep. I mean, you kind of did, right? You brought him back. That's not nothing. So yeah. So she's comforting, but part of that process is just being like, this is what happens, right? Like you go out to do adventures, and eventually, right? Like you're gonna roll the dice, and you're gonna come up short. This is appropriate because Australia is connected to like wealth and gambling as well as like treasure, right? So that's kind of her point, is like, this is, you take risks, and sometimes they don't pay off, but you have to decide whether or not you want to keep taking risks. Like, that's really all there is to it.
Did Grandma ever adventure?
No, but she's seen it, right? Like everybody. So one of the more traditional experiences that women in this society are going to experience is the men of their family riding off to adventure, raiding, and war, and not all of them coming back. That's just like how it goes. So it's just a fact. It's like one of the facts of life, right? Is that people die, and it sucks. But her point is just, and that's part of her point too, is you have to decide if you want to keep taking risks, but the risk will be taken regardless. And
Pagana's dropping wisdom over here.
that's what she does. So she does not expect an answer from you, but she is giving you questions to think about. Like you need the answers at some point, but she doesn't. Cool. So yeah, so is there anything she takes the iron and stuff, she drops her pithy wisdom, as she frequently does when you visit her. This is not uncommon. And then yeah. So is there anything else you need to do here or want to do? Okay, cool. So you can chat with your grandmother for a while, and then eventually you'll be like, all right, I gotta go do stuff. Gotta go live that life. Especially again, you are on something of a timer, right? The Harvest Queen stuff is like going to happen soon, so you need to get going to work on that. You can link up with any member of your.
Yeah, I was gonna start working on that.
Cool. Yep. So you've got some touches to do in a few days, and then it's going to be on you. So you got to get things actually set up. The clan is helping with that, so they're like clearing areas and like setting things up and making sure that their things are ready to go for the different competitions and stuff. So like it's not all you. Like it's not just like one lone woman just out there like single-handedly preparing a fair, but it does take a lot of your attention. It's going to increasingly do that until the festivities start. You can link with Thea if you want, and you guys can kind of figure it out from there. But yeah, otherwise we're just gonna kind of zoom through to the actual start of the festival.
I'll be there to do anything you need, but my main thing is going to be to watch people in the background after they start showing up, because I have such incredible insight into humans.
No, I'm just gonna get with my prom committee and get it ready. I'll tap in.
It's magical
get
prom.
the essence Mardina left
edition. Like
that's fair.
Oh yeah, cool. So yeah, so you'll spend a few days kind of prepping things, and pretty soon the day will start. So this starts on. I made a terrible mistake.
What's good to hear?
I labeled all the days except for the day it starts because there's no competition on the first day. And I don't have the calendar so deeply memorized. I can just be like, oh yeah, the day before this one is that one. So it's going to take place the week before. Well, it's going to take place basically during the High Holy Day stuff. It'll kind of overlap it.
Week?
Yeah, so it'll start on the Wild Day before your High Holy Day. It'll end on the Fire Day during your High Holy Day week, if that makes sense. So your High Holy Day will occur sort of like near the end of this. But that whole week has festivities for it. So it's not like this basically takes that space up. So anyways, yeah, the way that the calendar stuff works is that this will start the week before it'll start on the Wild Day, basically the weekend before your High Holy Day, and it will end on the Fire Day 2 days after your High Holy Day. But that whole week is a celebration for Arnalda. It's their week basically, so it won't really affect anyone. You know what I mean? Like it'll all be fine. Like your Harvest Queen ritual basically is like that week essentially.
I have a question.
Yep.
Is my seasonal holy day before or after this?
I'm not going to open it up again. Your seasonal holy day is in Death Week, right? It's like Fire Day, Death Week.
Okay, I can pull it up.
Right.
It's every season's the same.
Yeah, sorry guys, my internet's miserable.
I have these. I should have just done it. I have them sit right on my hard drive.
No, it's cool. I also have like a physical calendar. It's just buried right now under a million books. If you want the physical calendar, if you're into that sort of thing, I highly recommend getting like the GM set because that's where it's from. So it's very nice. The pictures are pretty. Yeah.
It's just
so
okay. A second.
So I'm pretty sure it's Fire Day of Death Week, and if that's the case, it'll happen the day before the Harvest Queen ritual starts.
Okay.
Because Fire Day is Friday, conveniently enough.
Yep. Yes. So here's why I ask. We do not need to spend any time playing through mine, but I would regain some of my room points, hopefully, maybe.
Yeah, cool. So you'll go, you can worship.
I would have them during the Harvest Festival.
Right. So yeah, let's go ahead and take care of that. You can worship and stuff. I would assume you're not going to go out to your subcult stuff because then you would be late back.
Nope, I'm just going to do it right here.
Cool, makes sense.
Nope.
So just
and I can boost my worship with
magic points. Yep.
So I can boost it actually by sacrificing magic points and up to a point that I'm going to have a 100% worship anyway.
Yes, this is a game that really wants you to succeed at these rolls.
So I get a normal success. Do you
Cool.
remember how much it gets back to you when we look it up?
Successful worship, 2d6.
Trying to look it up, but I was failing. So I got 8 back, which, hey, that's convenient. That's what I spent.
That's
Look at
enough.
me.
Cool. So you get all of your magic points, all of your rune points back. That's very exciting. Now you can meteor bow some jerk to death. You're like, I
If
don't
one
like
of these
that guy.
guys gets crosswise to me, and I don't think he's the best bet. He might go down in a ball of fire.
Yeah, just a pair of smoking sandals on the turf.
You can thank me later.
Nice. Okay. So you'll do that. And then like the next day, you're like, you have an all night, it's like starlight ritual where you go through your goddess's myths and things, you react some stuff and talk about those stories, you go through a bunch of rituals, and that morning you're like, all right, it's time. It's time for the Earth Queen, the Harvest Queen stuff. So you're a little bleary.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So the first day of this is opening ceremonies, right? There are no competitions on Wild Day. There are people, the competitors show up, like the suitors arrive and announce themselves. Some of them are people you know are coming. Some of them may just wander in, drawn as if by fate or chance or the call of the gods. It's just it's that sort of thing. There will be some festivities, right? So people will start cracking out the beer and the wine and food and things. There'll be some music. It's kind of a fun atmosphere, and people will start to sort of size up the suitors. So over the course of the day, this is something you guys both might want to write down. I'm going to the suitors are going to show up and I'm going to describe them a little bit to you. So you may want some notes on this. Okay. First of all, there's a man named Ermain, Ermain, Sunshine. He's the Amelian initiate. He's in his mid-20s. He is from the tribe of the Princeros, right? So the northwestern tribe of the Far Point. He is in his mid-20s. He is notably handsome. He is very good looking. I actually underlined this note. So,
All right.
There's gotta be something wrong with him.
so you get a total hottie, like just out there, like immediately. He shows up pretty early. So early in the morning, right after things get started, he's quite punctual. Apparently, a little later on, he's fantastic. We love him. So we love a punctual, handsome man. So, but a little later in the day, a man named Vostor, Vostor, will show up. He is from the Ahmad tribe, right to your east. He is an Orlanth initiate. He is a fine warrior. He's got a fine horse, fine armor, sterling reputation, fine sword, all that stuff. He's nearly 40, so older man.
It's only a year. What was his name again? I missed that part.
Vostor,
Boston.
Vostor. Yep. So he's older,
And
but
what-
he's
What's his
what?
What's his cult background?
Orlanth. He's an
Orlanth.
Orlanth adventurous worshiper. Yeah, he's got nice gear, nice stuff, good reputation. Older man, so middle aged. Shortly after he arrives, the representative from the Bakad tribe arrives. These are also your neighbors to the east. This man is named Onjur Padfooted. Onjur is Onjur. Padfooted is like Pad-Foted. He's a renowned hunter. He's a big burly guy. He's got a really like pretty like Alinx with him, like a really beautiful cat, like shadow cat with him.
Ooh.
But he's so he's an Odalin.
I didn't know that they could participate in this.
Anybody can.
I thought they had to be one of the husband protectors of Ernalda. I didn't know
Yeah,
Odala
but
came
Odala
into-
is sometimes
That's cool.
understood as an aspect of Orlanth, so they're in it. Like
That's fine. I'm not complaining. I just didn't know it.
next, no, you're good. You're good. So around noon, and this is one that draws some like make perception checks. I guess that would be no. Roll your intrigue. Whoever is watching this. So Soinnarios, you would be attending all this, like you're like up, kind of. You have like a little is kind of dismissive. There's like a stage, right, and you would have a seat on it because you're receiving these suitors and you're hosting these games. So you have like a way to look out over the crowd, right? So you can watch what's happening, but you're not really supposed to like do a lot either. You're basically just watching. Kathia, you have a worse viewpoint, but more freedom to act. So you can both roll for this. So anyways, you're going to get like a bunch of potential boyfriends. That's pretty
I
exciting.
succeeded.
Cool. Good.
Oh, no.
Good job. How did you Dude,
I'm
give me a
already
roll.
ranking them.
Nice.
I don't know if Kathia did or not.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and describe it for you, anyways. So what you see is you see like the crowd kind of moving, right? Like you see like a whispers in the crowds, like people are like, oh, look at that guy, what's going on there? Like there's definitely some like gentle commotion, and the next suitor that announces themselves, you'll see is a man you don't recognize. His tribal tattoos are strange. It takes you a minute to place him. He announces himself as Baron of the Maboder. He's a survivor of the Tamori Rising, right? The Night of Devouring. He's wearing like a tattered kilt, cloak and sandals, cheap bronze torque, and a sword. He's almost 30. He's obviously an Orlanthi, and you can tell, like, regardless of whatever opinion you have, the crowd is like a guy out running danger, wearing only tattered clothes and a sword. Romantic, right?
Oh my.
Right? You like fan yourself up on your days. Like, whoa. Like, so
the fourth one. Who's the fourth one?
yeah, did you make your roll
I rolled intrigue.
for intrigue? Yeah.
I rolled the inverse of what my skill is.
Okay, cool. So that's a failure, right?
So,
So you don't get the like.
Yeah.
You see this guy and you see the crowd kind of react to him, but you're like, I don't know. It's just his name is Baranth. He announces himself as Baranth. He's a survivor of the Maboder tribe. So he's someone who like survived the Tamori Rising. He's wearing just like he's got like a kilt on and like a cloak and sandals, a cheap bronze torque on one arm, and his sword, and that's really all he's got. He's almost 30. He's an Orlanthi. Like I was telling Soinnarios, like
Soinnarios.
yeah, it's like ooh, like he would remind you pretty strongly of King Aram, the Pauper, right? Who pretty famously started out in roughly the same condition. So, but you're just like, yeah, that guy looks poor.
Well, we know their history. We know what's happened to their clan too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, so you would.
I mean, it's not surprising. And my first inclination, even having failed my intrigue, is that this guy's here trying to find a way to bring them back, and I'm not sure if I'm against it.
Okay, cool. So you make some conclusions on your own, and Soinnarios, like I said, you notice like
that,
right? your impression, Soinnarios, from up where you can see everybody, is that this right here, this guy is probably going to be the crowd favorite, just immediately. So
Baron.
He is the Outlander.
Baranth, yeah, Beranth. Yeah, you're immediately just like, whoa, like he cuts quite the romantic figure. The next person who will arrive will be from the Tovtaros tribe, so your own tribe, right? But from a neighboring clan. So, Soinnarios, I don't know if you'd be surprised or not, but Chorustor is throwing his hat in the ring, so to speak.
Hooray!
So he's already courting you, so he goes on and it's like, I'm going for it. Like, I'm going to do my best.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I kind of like the kid, even if his dad's a jerk.
Please don't die.
So, he might not die.
Which one of them?
Chorustor probably. Later on in the afternoon, you will have access to another guy shows up, right? So like another person kind of drifts in and announces themselves. This is a man named Javad. His name is Javad. He's got a fine horse. He's a fine rider. He's fit. He's well spoken when he introduces himself. He's got a copus on his hip. He is the son of the garrison commander at Aldachur. He's in his early 20s. He is a lunar cultist of some stripe.
Oh boy.
Yeah. The crowd is like this guy.
Are we? But we're not super anti-lunar.
You're not, but there's still a general like, they're here. We can live with it, but nobody like
they
loves
should be
them.
Aldachur and
yeah. Of note, the crowd hates Chorustor. Like the general feeling is like screw that guy. So like they don't throw rotten vegetables at him and stuff, but you can sense it. Oh, he's from the Mandarin? Like, yeah, we hope he loses every competition.
Oh, you're making me like him more and hope that he
across
wins.
the board. So this is all going on. As the shadows like kind of deepen, it gets towards evening time. The last contestant will show up. This is a man named Farian, so Farian, Dark Hunter. He's in his early 20s. He is an Aganagar initiate from the Turkani. To your southeast.
He is human, though, right?
Darkly handsome. So is say what?
He is human, though, right?
Say again. He's human. Yes, he's not a troll. He is human. He's a human man in his early 20s. He is sort of darkly handsome. He has dark eyes, dark hair. He's carrying a spear, and so of the Turkani. As kind of things draw through, one thing you do both note is that the Vantaros tribe does not send a competitor. This is Harvard's tribe.
He's above it.
He can't
We're not interested.
because he's a rune lord and you're not. Soinnarios is not a rune level, so he can't marry her. But also, no one else from his tribe shows up, so you don't know if they're just like, we don't want to compete with him, or like we don't want to like accidentally like marry the lady he's kind of courting or what. You know, like whoops. But they don't send anyone, so that's completely silent. Okay, so
There were 7
big
total?
things. There are 7 total. Yes, that is the correct number, 7. Big things here are watching them. If you wanted to try to like size them up, you could roll like perception or human insight to kind of get like a sense of what's going on with any of these individual people, what they're good at, what they're bad at. If they're like, you know, you could try to get their motives with human insight. Why are you here? What are you doing? You know, some of them more obvious than others. Like I think everybody understands why Chorustor is here, right? He's been courting Soinnarios anyways. So yeah, some of that going on.
Would like to, yes, go around and size them up and get a feel for them and see if any of them give me threat vibes.
Cool.
Danger
All
vibes.
right. I guess pick one and we'll roll for them.
Do I have to roll for each individually?
No, but we'll start
Or you're
with
gonna
like
do
pick
one
one that
general?
is of particular interest to you, and then we'll kind of just roll and see how it goes.
How about Volster, the Orlanth adventurers, the old guy?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Why is he here?
Okay. Cool.
So I'll pick him.
So your human insight.
I think insight's the thing to do.
Yep.
I don't remember how many times I can use things like my passions, but this seems like a place where I would use my. It's either, is it loyalty to my clan or is this love of my family? Because this is my cousin.
Only you can make that call. Both
I
are
want to do love
applicable.
of family
and
because I haven't got to
yeah.
use it before.
Cool.
Uh-oh, I apparently don't love Soinnarios that much. Rolled an 89.
Yeah. Don't interpret it like that. Think of it
So
rather
much for that.
that when you draw on that passion, instead of helping, it impedes, right? So you love her, and so you're not able to take it clear, like you're like, she's really important to me. This is really important, and then that feeling of like this matters impedes you instead of helping.
I try too hard. Despite all of that, I get a special.
Nice. Okay. So you turn those nerves into product.
And it would have still been a special. So I get a
that's
check
funny.
on insight, but not on my passion.
Right. Cool. Neat. Okay. So with
The
Vostor,
amazing thing is it would have still been a special. Yep. That's what I started with.
So yeah. So he's the most important to you. So he's guy who gets the most focus, right? So you're like, what is with this guy? Why is he here? He's clearly like an older guy. Like, shouldn't he already be married? Those are fair questions, right? He has been married before, right? Yes. You're looking around, like you're aware. Some of this is going to be talking to people and stuff to kind of figure out what's up, but he is pretty clearly like he no longer has a wife. You don't know exactly what happened, but he's looking to remarry. He's not a rune lord, right? But he's a very well respected person, right? So this is the sort of thing that would be suitable to his station. He's very well known in his tribe. He has a lot of nice things. He's a wealthy and influential person with a good reputation. So this is the sort of thing that caught his eye, and he's like, "Yes, I'm worthy of this, right? Like I don't just need to remarry. Like I can go do like a ritual and marry for a time."
Okay. Where was he from again? I didn't get that down.
Right. He's from the Ahmad clan. Yep. Or tribe, excuse me, the Ahmad tribe, which are your neighbors to the east.
Or our friends. They're allies.
Yes.
Too.
Yeah, you have friends among them. So
well, I mean,
so he's here, and he thinks also like part of his thinking is just he'd be a good husband, right? He's the sort of man that would make a ritual like this work well, right? And he would do a good job. So he thinks like I'm of the standing that I'm worth this, but I'm also good enough to be worthy of it. So
I have one other thing I would like to pick up out of that, since I didn't know he was from the Ahmad. I should have known he was from Ahmad already. Is they've been pretty anti-lunar,
right?
And I'm kind of trying to pick up. One of these people tried to assert and drive our clan towards something we don't want to be in.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's a nuanced question. Your impression of Vostor is that he does not like the Lunars at all, and if he was in your clan, yeah, he would try to push you guys to be less lunar friendly, right? And you do kind of have a reputation for being willing to work with the lunars on account of all that time you spent working with the lunars.
Just once in a while.
So there's that. So yeah, there's definitely a political undertone there.
So that's fine, though. I mean, I would be curious to do that. I don't want to force you to go through every single one of these with me in a way and make me roll, but I'm happy to, because that's what her job is here. Is I am like the
Yeah, you don't have to roll for
I'm gonna fill
everybody.
these
Like
out.
you get the most. Like you focused on Vostor, so you get the most from him. But the other people, you
Mhm.
can kind of suss out some stuff about them. Like Baranth is pretty obviously like, wow, everything went to hell at my tribe, right? And like, I just need a place to be, and this is a way, because it's hard, right? It would be hard. There aren't a lot of clans that he can easily marry into, right? Because he doesn't have a home anymore, so he has to find a clan that can like will take in like a male spouse. I mean, this is a
Right.
way to like make that happen, right? Like if he does well in the ritual, you have to.
His seems very
So
straightforward and obvious.
yes. The others are here to just to compete, right? Like, and some of it, like there are prizes for winning the individual competition. So even if you can't, like, you don't know that you can actually win, like this isn't a bad way to like get yourself out there, right? Be like, hey, look at me, I'm pretty cool. I did pretty well. I got some cool stuff, so I'm richer now. Like maybe somebody else will want to marry me, even if this doesn't work. Like there
Yep.
is some of that. So you would suspect that some of the younger people are here just to compete, right? Like just to see how they do.
Is that like Ermaine Sunshine?
Yeah, him. You would suspect that of like Faria and Dark Hunter, the Turkani. You might, to a lesser extent, maybe that's why Javad is here, the lunar, right? Like he's a young man,
I hope
right?
so.
Like who doesn't have like a ton of prospects in the area.
What about Anjur? He's kind of a
Yeah, he's a little older, right? So he's approaching 30. He's kind of an odder guy. You're not sure why he's here. Maybe he just wants to win a prize. Maybe he's ready to settle down, and this is like a way of doing that.
So does it seem like Vostar is probably the favorite as far as ability,
Oh, that's a good question. Hmm.
or is that something I need
He's.
to try to assess on my own?
I'm thinking about it. He's if you're looking at them and going like, who is the most capable, right? You would. I'm looking at their scores right now. I'm kind of like trying to suss out how I want to answer that question. So the most generally capable person, your gut instinct is that just from looking at him, from like watching him walk around and talk to people and like ride in on a horse and just move around and how he carries himself, you're pretty sure that Javad, the lunar, is just kind of good at everything. Like he strikes you as pretty just broadly competent. Vostor, you
Okay.
think is pretty good at a lot of things, but maybe not. He probably has some weak spots too.
That's good.
The people with the person with the highest skill caps, there are a couple of things, fighting, right, stuff like that. Where you're like, Anjor has like the pad-footed, the Odalin. He's pretty good at some stuff. Like you're pretty sure like he's pretty good at physical skills. Like if it involves moving his body around, he's probably pretty good at it. Possibly better than anybody else. Like he's a very like I live in my own skin sort of person. Is your initial impression of him, so he's probably pretty good at that stuff. Otherwise, it's kind of a mix. You're pretty sure, I hate to say it, you're pretty sure Chorustor is the weakest contestant as far as just skills go.
That's too bad. I was kind of starting to like him.
Well, that's how it goes. Okay, so outside of that, like you've kind of picked up some information about them and kind of have some ideas of what's going on. Some of this you can like relay to Soinnarios over the day if you want to share this information with her. Like you're free to do so.
I actually have a
Soinnarios,
question for Soinnarios.
go ahead, go for it.
Is there something specific you want me to do and watch for in this, or are you just trusting me to generally like wander around, mostly try to stay out of the way and not make a nuisance of myself while watching out for you?
No, I mostly trust you. My main thing is I just don't want anybody that would taint the festival in a way that would hurt the clan. And I think there's one of those that might.
After we talk, after you see these, is there one you're concerned about in particular?
I just don't know how Java
Yeah.
Lunar would do for the clan as well as all that good stuff.
Yep.
and I'm not ready for
Yeah.
that. So
I think everybody here is going to be cheering for this Mobader, and I'm going to admit I would have a tendency to do that too if I weren't so close to you and concerned more about you.
no, he seems all right, and
Vostar, after checking him out some, I don't think that would be a bad one at all.
no, most of the rest seem okay at first.
I don't like Arg and Argor.
I know you don't.
Yeah, you have a big cult rivalry.
And I
with
don't
them.
know. There's
So
something about Ermaine Sunshine that just kind of rubs me the wrong way.
this is his name. Or is it
Yeah,
his-
that's the only thing hot about him as a Yamelian. Ooh.
But they're not allowed. Yeah, really, they're not allowed to be hot.
harsh. Okay, so all right. Other than that, Soinnarios, there is one thing you have to do today. You have a braided sort of laurel. You can pick a favorite. This is just one of those things you get to do. You can be like, I like this one best. What that does, how much it affects things, you're not really sure, right? But you can do it, right? Like, I knew this would be a dilemma for you because you're like, I like Chorustor the best, but he sucks the most. Who do I give it to? Does he? Like,
Maybe
will
to
it
help
help
him
him?
enough, he'll win.
Will it do anything? Is this political? Should I pick the lunar? You know, there's lots of.
Oh, like I feel like I should pick one.
You got to pick. You should pick someone. Yes,
As
you
much
should have a favorite. It's one of the few ways you have.
As
of,
much as I like Chorustor, he and Javad are both at the probably not going to pick list.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Chorustor. I'm so sorry.
Feel bad for him. I like the kid,
I do too. He's nice.
the same age as you guys.
but he's also part of a bad tribe, and he has bad blood in his veins. So yeah,
Maybe someday.
next time.
I think Baronth? Yes, Baronth. I'm going to do it.
Oh, you're just
Ooh,
gonna
go
choose
for the
a
crowd
voter
favorite.
straight out.
It's either him or the A-Links. Not even Andra, the A-Links.
I'm
That's
voting
my
for your
second.
cat.
Hey, that's
We are going
legit.
to date because you have a nice cat. That's brutal. All right. So
You
near
said that
the
different.
right. So at the closing of the first day, like you're allowed to, you can pick a favorite if you choose, and so you pick parents. He walks up to you. It's kind of like he's under the little like stage that you're on, and so you kind of lean forward and like place the laurels on his brow, you know, basically. Also,
Yeah, I do
fun
not
note
look
for
at
everybody out
Chorustor.
there. Nice. Yeah, you don't look at him at all. You're just like, nope. So this is a fun note and something I only learned recently, and I was floored to learn it. Laurels are bay leaves. Bay laurels are the laurels that they used in Greece, and they're just bay leaves. They're the same thing. So crazy. So picture that. But yeah. So anyways, you'll
rest on
place that laurel like on his head. And so he's like the crowd goes crazy. The crowd loves it. They're like, yeah, we love him. He's the best. Like, and everybody loves that. Chorustor looks defeated almost even before it starts. The other contestants are kind of like, fine, you know, cool, good job.
Maybe. Unless he's really a Telmori.
That was an important choice. He's only pretending to be a Maboter. I just ate a bunch of Maboter, and you are what you eat, right? No, it's okay. You can tell because he doesn't have the golden eyes that you would expect a Tomori to have. Whether or not that's true, you don't know, but that's what you would expect. So cool. Are you guys comfortable? Cool. Never mind. I want to ask.
Yes, I'm comfortable still going. Yes.
Okay, you're comfortable. Okay, we'll go. Probably we'll shoot for like the half-hour mark. Try to get through a contest or two. So
Go for however late you need to.
Cool.
After I've now loaded up and
right.
with
If we get to the
caffeine.
first couple, we'll be able to wrap up the rest of it. I think. With in the next session.
If you go to the Discord, I just posted the character sheet. Teen Dog does not exist. That should be a horse, but I have no stats for my horse, so it is what it is. Doesn't have all my stuff, but it has the basic character. We've also determined if I'm on foot, I can't actually carry all my weapons and armor.
Yeah.
Bam. So we have that.
I'm back.
Cool. All right.
Let's do the first event.
Okay. Sorry. I was looking at my notes and making a few adjustments for who you chose for your Harvest Queen's favor.
Yay.
Oh.
It matters a little.
Did I screw it up?
No, you can't mess it up. All right. That's the beautiful thing about this.
Can. If you end up with somebody terrible married into the clan, that would be a mess up.
It's true. Okay. So the next day, the big event for day 1, right, which is God Day. Right, this is the horse race event. So everyone will go through some horse racing and stuff. to see kind of, this is a pretty straightforward, like it's sort of a longer race, so they have to race to various points, they have to do some maneuvering like right between these things or go around these things. So there are some parts that are about speed and agility, there are some parts that are about endurance or doing jumps. So like imagine like more of a steeple chase event than like a barrel race event, if that helps.
Yes, it helps me.
Cool. I thought it would help you. I don't know if it helps. Yeah. But so a longer race with mixed obstacles that takes quite some time to do. It'll take a good chunk of the day. And it's kind of been
Should help my-
positioned to sort of move around the Tula so that you can watch it at various points, or like a cross country race or something. So you can kind of see what's going on, but it'll be hard to actually follow the whole thing. Like one person just like riding along would have a hard time just keeping up, basically, because they are racing. But it would be relatively easy to like, I'm going to go watch this part that's interesting and then cut across to the next part, so to speak. So
You
Okay.
say that, and I could
Yeah.
totally win this thing. We all know that. If I were competing, I'm sorry.
Probably you are probably a
me
better rider than
myself
all
may
of
not
them.
understand anything about it, but the character, she understands this pretty well.
Right.
She probably
Yes,
laid it out.
Kathia the character can probably outride all of these people, and she's probably aware of that. Some of them are pretty good though. This is something you could evaluate like as soon as
But
you
she
see
can
them like
judge.
with their horse, right? You can just judge this. Okay, so here's how this works. One, Chorustor is not a good rider. You already know this about him. He is competent to sit on a horse. He can ride a horse at a gallop, but he's not a good rider. You know, like he's a technically proficient rider, is what you would say. He has like he has the proficiency, which is not the same as being good at it, basically.
I almost
Notably,
want to go help the kid and tie him down, but
Right.
that would probably
Yeah.
not be correct.
He's
to
not
do.
bad. He can ride around. He will struggle with like the jumps and things, is what you would think about him. Notably, Farian Dark Hunter, the Torkani, the Orkanagar, is not much better. You can tell that right away. Like, yeah, he's not like a good rider either, really. Anjur Padfooted is awful. His horse seems afraid of him.
For good
So like
reason.
as soon as he sits on his horse, it just like it puts its head down with its ears down. Like it's just like okay. And he looks almost as uncomfortable as the horse does, frankly. So you don't have him slated to win this thing, I would say. Otherwise, Armain, Vostor, Chavad, they all look pretty close to each other. Baranth looks similarly in that category, maybe at the back of that pack, but not by much. But that's kind of your feel of them.
Do they use
as
their
a,
own
like-
horses?
Some of them do, some of them don't, right? So like Ermaine does, Vostor does, Javad does, Farian, Baranth, and Anjur don't. Chorustor has one as well. He has his own horse. So that would be like as a like bona fide like master of riding, right? Like that would be your immediate evaluation of them. So like most of them look pretty good. A couple of them look not so great. One of them looks terrible.
Okay, let's go for it.
I assume I'm at the start/finish area.
So the question here would be, yes, like it'll start and end pretty much near where you're seated, right? Where you have like that stage again, like things will kind of move around it. So they'll start there, they'll loop around the Tula, they'll come into view of where you're seated several times over that, and then eventually they'll finish like after having looped. So Kathia, there are a couple of things you could do here if you chose to. One, you have sized up the riders and stuff. You could offer advice to one of them, basically to assist them. So you would roll your ride skill to boost their ride skill, right? You could
Is
help
that
one of them.
considered okay?
You wouldn't want to get
Is
caught
that
doing.
considered
The other thing is that several of these people do not have their own horse. The clan will furnish them a horse for the race. You have some leeway there to give one of them a better or worse horse. Like, so
okay?
now again,
I
those
am because I
one.
believe
Mhm.
the Mobotter, who is the favorite of my cousin,
Right,
did not have his own horse. So
he does not.
I want to assure that he gets the best horse we can for him.
Okay, cool.
Not
So-
mine though. Not that good a horse.
Right.
But
Baranth,
like
Anjur,
him
and
that much.
Farian have the horses, or don't have horses. So you could assign them horses.
Anjur, I want to make sure has a plow horse so it doesn't hurt it. I know we don't use plow horses.
You don't. You use oxen to plow.
I don't dislike Anjur. I just don't want the horse to get hurt.
Please don't hurt this horse. Okay, so you give him a large horse that you think can support him.
I can support him, and maybe that gives him the best chance. I'm not really trying to hurt his chances. My first thought is I want a horse that doesn't come back broken.
Right, that makes sense.
And then I will encourage Corustar and give him a couple pointers casually. I don't know why I'm trying to help him, but I feel guilty about how much
He's adorable.
Okay, go ahead and roll for that.
But
roll your ride. It works like a
ride?
passion. Yeah.
Okay, I succeeded.
Okay, so you'll add a plus 20. Cool. Okay, that
He's been on our land quite a bit before, so he would have more familiarity walking into it anyways. So I'll note a couple things. Yeah, watch for this, that he's known. I wish him luck pulled on this.
right. You're like, I still think you're cool, buddy. Doesn't
Not really, but I don't want him to embarrass himself.
Right. Sorry, I'm just updating a few things. Cool. Okay. So this is the thing. Soinnarios is interesting, right? Because you are at the center of all of this. You're very important to the proceedings. You also mostly have nothing to do all day, which does give you a lot of chances to crowd watch and things. So you can kind of get a feeling. So if you want to roll intrigue for day one, this just gives you a sense of like, basically you're getting a good bird's eye view of your clan's political leanings as expressed through the various contestants.
The first day is not a success.
Okay, so you get the basics, right?
No.
People don't like Corustor. You expected that because of his clan affiliation. People don't like Javad because he's a lunar. Everybody loves Baranth. Like the crowd just likes him because he seems like the sort of person who walked out of a storybook, right? Like your whole founding cycle about Aram the Pauper and stuff, like he seems like that. Like, and so it's just very obvious that people are just going to immediately be like, we like this guy. We want him to win. He's a romantic, dashing figure. So like you get that basic stuff done. Like obviously most of the contestants have at least a few supporters or people who seem to like them. So that's kind of how it goes. So for the race itself, perhaps somewhat unsurprisingly, after a long few hours of this, there are refreshments and things. People take bets. If either of you want to bet, you can. I won't stop you from doing that. You don't have to either. I think the betting is more fun.
I thought about it.
Characters are usually poor.
I feel wrong doing that.
I don't want to as the Harvest Queen. I did think about doing it. I'm like,
Okay. So, okay. Yeah, if you don't want to bet, you do not have to. I just wanted to make sure that we had offered that. Okay. So, as you're watching the race, one thing that becomes clear really early is that the race is really going to be between Ermain and Vostor. They're neck and neck the whole way through. They're basically up front the whole time. There's also some movement back and forth with some of the other racers or contestants, but ultimately those are the two that you kind of have like, yeah, these are clearly doing better than everybody else. The way things will play out is that Kathia, you can see that Corustor has taken your advice to heart. It is helping him. It is a large gap to bridge in terms of skill.
I wasn't expecting him to win. I was just trying to keep him from embarrassing himself.
He does do that. He doesn't get he doesn't do well, but he does not come in last either. So the end results here are that Ermain Sunshine or Yamelian wins the race. He comes in first by like roughly one horse length, right? So like front of the horse to back of the horse, Vostor is just behind him but cannot quite keep up. Beyond that, somewhat behind them, but not too far, Baranth ends up in third. He did about as well as he could.
Is that his first through third given like points towards winning everything?
Kind of everybody gets points, but it's sort of like rolling average sort of thing. Like so doing poorly makes it hard, right? But doing well makes it better. So winning gives you a prize. So which we'll get to. Farian came in fourth somehow by some magic. You're not sure how.
Troll magic.
Corustor gets fifth, actually. So he comes in just... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I got that wrong. Corustor gets fourth. I apologize.
It's middle of the pack.
He does well. And Varian gets fifth. Behind them is...
I thought Javad looked like...
Yeah, he did really poorly. You don't know what happened, but he just was quite poor. He had a hard time almost immediately and never really recovered. And just seemed like whenever he started to get his feet under him, so to speak, things just like slid south again. You don't really know what's going on there exactly. something happened. And then lastly, like as
No.
expected, Plunger finished the race eventually. We're all very proud of him for surviving without killing his horse or falling off.
It could have been worse.
Yep. So after the race, which will end in mid-afternoon, Soinnarios, you will be presenting like the day prizes, right? So you're like awarding the leader like a prize basically to recognize, hey, you won this competition. And so you will present Ermaine with a really like beautiful and heavily worked saddle blanket and a heavily ornamented saddle and saddlebag. So it's like a complete kit for horse, saddlebags, blanket, halter, stuff like that.
Nice.
So like they're all like really like fancy. They're tooled, like they're very well made. They're very nice, right? Like very expensive looking. So you'll present those to Ermaine, and he looks pretty happy. He just like beams at you, right? Oh, I got one in there. So as of day one,
Yes,
he
I will
is.
present that.
Yep. So you'll it's the same sort of thing, right? You're like up on the stage. He's below it, and so you have to like hand him these things and sort of like place them down into his hands. And so he looks really happy. He's, obviously pleased with himself. The other contestants are various levels of less happy. The crowd kind of has to make up its mind about like, okay, well maybe he's not so bad, right? Like he's a good rider. He seems fine. But that's kind of how that day goes. Okay. So for the record, you did bump Corustor up 2 spots by helping him. So it did help.
I don't
It
know
was
if I
helpful.
should have, but I just, like I said, I just don't want the poor kid to embarrass himself. I say poor kid, he's like our age.
He's your same age. He just hasn't done as much stuff.
Yeah, but he's less competent.
No, that's fair. Okay, so I think given the amount of time we spent on prep and things, and given some of the technical issues we've been having on my end specifically, I think it's past our usual time. Let's call it here. We got through our first contest. I fully anticipate that we will get through the rest of them the next time that we record. So let's just plan on that. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Cool. And like as a like before we close out, like as a peek behind the curtains, I have rolled everything already. So the only thing I have to do is calculate the things you guys do to change things back into the score. So that's why it's relatively quick to resolve these things. Since none of you are in the contest, I was like, there is no reason to roll them live. It would take forever. It took me a couple hours to get through all these anyways. So from start to finish. So like easier that way. All right. So
we appreciate
we'll
the
call
effort.
it. Yep, we'll call it there. I want to hit stop, but it won't let me until my internet connection stabilizes. So
Oh no,
we're trapped. Okay.
We're stuck. We can't get out of this.
Wait, actually, I'm not sure I can stop it.